My name is Ryan Saplan. I'm a personal trainer, fitness coach at UFC Gym. I've been a personal trainer for 13 years plus, and what I do is I help people get in shape. Just regular people get in shape, do what they're supposed to do so that they can eat right and, accomplish their goals. That's really what it's about. One of the hardest things when it comes to childhood obesity and kids getting overweight is that, just a lot of inactivity. We're stuck in a society where we're very chairborne. Like I'm sitting down talking to you, we drive in a car, we sit down. There's so much lack of physical activity, and because of this lack of physical activity, you just don't move enough. And the lack of movement makes you essentially make it very easy to gain weight. How often do we not get food through a window? So much fast food. A big part of it too is just everything is so readily available. A lot of the way we pick food and eat food is based completely on taste. And the better something tastes, the more you're going to eat it. And you think about a kid eating, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, my favorite cereal. If you eat that, why would you want to eat any vegetables? The very general aspect of why child obesity exists and what makes it so easy is lack of physical activity and easy access to hyper palatable foods that taste extremely well and taste really good, that are very addictive, that make you essentially gain weight, essentially automatically almost. So activities for children, with how often they should work out or be physically active. Recommendations I give to parents, just play with them. And I think that's something that as parents that we forget how important that really is. Because if you play with your kids, they will be physically active. And that's all they really want to do. They want to play with their parents. Just anything that will just fun. It's not even really, because it's like, oh, let's go run some laps. Like that's totally exciting, right? So we just play tag, that's all we would do. Play that for a little bit, and that's actually pretty tiring. The other thing too is getting them involved in activities. Get them in activities as soon as possible. So that way exercise is not exercise, it's playing sports. Because that is what you do. You go and play sports, you go and have fun. And then you focus on having fun that's physically active. It's going to lead to a lot of positive results in taking care and making sure your kids instill the right kind of behaviors. The diets for kids and for adults is not much different. As they say, anyone who's experienced this, as you're older, you just can't get away with as much. With kids, on the other hand, essentially a kid is still growing. Kids are going to grow no matter what. Whether you feed them junk food or garbage food, or you feed them healthy food. Obviously you're going to do better if they feed healthy food, and they're going to have better blood sugar levels, and they're going to have better mood stability, but they're going to grow. And they're going to be relatively healthy. They need to eat, they need to grow. What matters is that you just understand as human beings, we're born to survive, we're born to move through our environment. And if we can't eat junk food and survive, then there's a problem. The problem is the habits it instills. If you keep eating vegetables and you keep eating proteins, lean proteins, and you eat whole foods, stuff that comes from the earth with the least amount of processing, and you learn how to cook it and prepare it, it's going to taste good, and you're going to learn how to eat it, and then when you eat the junk food, a lot of the junk food ends up being too rich. It really comes down to the habits, the leadership of the parents, to really just get the kids to eat more healthier choices so that when they go out and eat, they make better choices. You think about soda as being a culprit for causing people to gain weight as an influencer. It's not the only thing. There's a lot of arguments out there about how high fructose corn syrup is the result of people gaining tons and tons of weight. But the flip side is if you're healthy and you exercise and you stay in shape, soda will have a pretty negligible effect on your body. Everyone is a little bit different, but the thing is when it comes to soda, it's just knowing that drinking liquid calories when you're not physically active will negatively impact your body over time. As a kid being overweight, I struggled with everything. I was overweight for pretty much most of my adolescent life. I joined football my senior year in high school. And then I stayed with Hell Week for 2 weeks, and that really changed my body. So it's kind of like, again, being involved in sports was one of the things that kind of got me, especially in the right sports department. I wish I had gotten to that much sooner, and I didn't. It took me a long time to really get into that. But when I got into it, it totally changed my life.